Okay, what's up, everybody? Gonna make a video this morning. Commodities and futures. Start off with Bitcoin weekly March futures. Um, the commercials are still in the buy zone. They did sell off just a little bit last week. Had a pretty decent rally on the week. Hasn't finished yet this week, but um, the pinch punch indicator does show overbought. It's it's already hit the 60, selling off, but they can still go higher. I think you could go up till at least mid March, possibly mid April. With the halving event coming up, I think that's fairly likely. You're not overbought yet on the wheel bow. Your sentiment is getting a little overbought. Um, Looks like the public's leading most of the accumulation on this rally. The commercials were accumulating a little bit. Your hedge funds have started to accumulate just a smidge, but not a lot. So most of it looks like it's led by the public. I'm guessing we get at least a 3 to 4 week rally till mid March, maybe, and make it a little sell off right before the halving, maybe a week or two right before the halving event. That's just my guess, but Dow Jones futures, that's March weekly. Commercials are still out. They're starting to slowly accumulate, but most of this rally is led by the public, so and the hedge funds. So I would look for a sell off, probably starting possibly next week, middle of February. Um, I definitely start to look for stocks to go down, but crude oil, the commercials are accumulating. They're heavily in the buy zone. I would anticipate crude oil to go up for a while. Soybeans and soybean meal look really good. They're set up in the buy zone, heavily accumulated by the commercial money. Soybean meal, same way. Um, the public is actually a little above on this one, leading most of it, but the commercials are getting in the buy zone. They're definitely they're all in the buy zone up here on the COT index indicator. And you've got like a -10 on your weekly down trend. So your seasonality, you're supposed to be bouncing right now. You had a down week this last week, so um, you know that's weakness where there should be strength. So my mentor says to use that as a divergence type indicator for momentum and strength, um, relative strength. I would, you know, I thought it should have been rallying by now, but I don't know. They may be holding it off. Corn, same thing. It's set up for a rally. Just a matter of time. Silver, the commercial money is accumulating silver. It's not in the buy zone yet. It's oversold. Your open interest is coming up. Mostly led, looks like, by the public. Your hedge funds are selling. You're slowly accumulating with commercial money. I would anticipate this to come down for a -9 count and then rally. We could get a rally till mid-April. If once it finally does rally, it should take off. Dollar index still on an uptrend for now. Could continue till mid-March. That's kind of weighing on stocks and commodities. I think it's holding everything back a little bit. You couldn't tell it on the S&P and stocks, Nvidia for now, but they've been booming. But your Will Val definitely coming up off the bottom on the dollar index, so that's your sentiment's overbought right now, so that's due for a correction. Like I say, your commercial money sold off just a little bit last week, So I'd be careful on that. Your public is leading most of the buying on this dollar index. They're usually wrong. Um, so I'd be careful on that. But um, your bond index, March futures on the bonds, looks like commercial money starting to accumulate. You got a bottom seasonality time frame coming up mid-February next week, probably. That could continue up until August, at least. Yeah, at least early August, mid August, anyway. Um, so it's a decent buy point if you can get the count right, get a daily buy signal on it. Um, looks pretty decent. Now Bitcoin, it's definitely broke out of this downtrend. Um, you want to put an array on it from the top to this one. So it's definitely broke out of this downtrend this week. Nearly everything else in my portfolio was doing the same thing. Sailor's not participating today, but it was kind of iffy yesterday. I should have probably waited for day two confirmation, but it's hard for me to sit on my hands when I see everything else, breaking out. I bought in Alluvium around the 78.65. Had a real good day yesterday. Had another good day today. Um, hopefully it keeps on going. I'm just going to keep raising my 3-day stop loss up, at least until I get above my entry price. I'll probably start watching this 18-day moving average as it trails up, hopefully. I'd like to hold this for at least 6, maybe 9 weeks, possibly even 13 if we can get a really good rally out of this. But I don't know. Gut feeling just says we may get a 4-week rally out of it, and then it may roll over and give it back right before the halving event on crypto. But a lot of things are doing this right here. They're breaking out of this weekly downtrend. Rollbit's not doing that. I guess kind of it is. If you go off from the top to the 8 bar, minus 8 bar, it's technically still above it. You're still in your uptrend as long as you hold this uptrend line weekly. Render, same thing. You broke out of your downtrend line. So you're definitely above. Ronin, this was kind of just a momentum play, more or less. I threw in a Hail Mary bid, I think, on the 4-week moving average, and just got it off a daily dip somewhere in here. I don't know exactly where I bought it, but it's going up today, so hopefully it's bottomed out. Sailor, kind of same thing. It was breaking out a weekly. Yesterday it was. Now today it's pulled back a little bit. It's playing a little cat and mouse. I think it'll participate if everything else goes. Super was a really good one. I snagged it yesterday on the pullback on a 4-hour, I think. I got it. I think I got the high. I can't remember. I had it marked off where I bought it. I think I paid 70 cents for it. 70.25, matter of fact, I believe. I need to mark that off. Let's go here. Let's go 70. I'll show you how to do this. Hit your cogwheel. Go to coordinates. You can do it right down to the micro penny where you want to, and then put in what you want to type in there. Entry. I always put it on the right. That way it's right there next to your price level. I might lock that too, lock it so it doesn't get moved around. But as far as the stop loss goes, I don't know, go 3 bars back probably. Definitely in the money on this one. That'd be my stop loss probably. 3-bar trailing, or you could go your 18-day once it gets above your 3-bar. Could even put an alert on that. Let's see, crossing down once per bar. And let's just put stopped out. Enter. There we go. Tau is looking good. I'm not sure where I got in. That's not it, but that was a previous one. Let's see. Let me zoom in on this. Y'all can see it good. 1, 2, probably right here will be my stop. If it goes below that, I'm not sure where my entry was, but 1, 2, right there on this one. UOS. And VRA, I bought in on it. And the money good on it. I'm using a 4-hour. What am I doing? I don't need to do that. 1, 2, 3. Yep, right there. Okay. Let me go back and redo this. That's not where I need to be. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that's not going to be accurate. Let's see. 1, 2. I probably just use that one. Let's see. On this one, yeah, I was on a 4-hour chart. I didn't need to do that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. There we go. Sailor. I got that one right, didn't I? Ronan. Yeah, that looks good. Render. 1, 2, 3. It's pretty much right at entry on my stop. Roll bit. I'm underwater on roll bit. That thing should have took off. I thought it was timing it better than I did. Had it, sometimes it'll go kind of sideways for 1 to 3 weeks, and then you'll get your blowout. Hoping it follows everything else. Pyre. Let's see where Pyre's at. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. Alluvium. I really need to label all these. I mean, I pretty much know by looking at them, but Bitcoin, it's so nearly everything's following Bitcoin. You could even put a stop loss. I mean, I'm not in Bitcoin, but if you lose it, that's going to be a problem for everything. If it goes below that, I'd say that 42,788. You definitely want to know about it on a. Let's see. I just put get out. Question mark. There we go. I got a bunch of bids on other stuff as far as pretty much all these right here. IMX, Solana. I think I'm bidding for the most part around the 4-day moving average, this yellow line on nearly everything. A lot of stuff's just blowing out. BMX, Bonk. I think I had a 4-hour on Bonk. I don't know if I got it or not. I might have got it. No, I was bidding this Fibonacci level, I think, on a 4-hour. That's way above that now. So you have to move that up to your highest high point. Start on your 1 on a 4-hour. So that'd be your Fibonacci level, I think, retrace. You almost got it on this 9. Didn't quite get it. So as far as my scan list goes, there wasn't a whole lot. There was about 3 of them that popped up. You had XRP, of course, you had OHI, and you have Veracity, VRA, and ILV was on there too. Now it's not on there. You had Starbucks, January 21st, OHI. I'm waiting on a pullback, hopefully Monday on OHI stock. XRP, I had a bid on it, but I canceled it to get in that Sailor. I put a bid on uh, something that I thought I could make more money on. Um, I think it's a good trade. I just I just think there's um, better fish, bigger fish in the pond to chase. I think they'll go up more than XRP will. um, so I threw my Fibonacci on here. It's pretty much 2 cycles of 9 count, but not quite. I mean, it went up to a 5 bar here, even on Heikinashi. So you almost got your 382 right here. I mean, it was just barely missed it on a 5185 bid on XRP. That's probably where I would have bid it. You didn't get it. You're on a -3. Your momentum's on the bottom. Your stochastic RSI hasn't quite reset. Ideally, you want to see this red line get below your 20 level also. If you zoom in on that, you can see your fast line is below it, but your red line needs to come down and at least get to 20, usually before it resets. You can see what it did last time before it finally takes back off. If you see over here, you got your 9 count, 10 bar still went down. Sometimes you'll get a double dip too. You'll poke its head just briefly above it. Sometimes you'll get a W pattern right here on your indicator. A lot of times that's a good indication of getting real close to a bottom when you get that second dip. Um, Ideally, you want to see that retrace. You can use this QQE mod, do the same thing. Wait for a retrace on a 4-hour candle. You could fine tune it down to a 1 hour. Ideally, I like to see this dip below 30, like it did pretty much right there. That's just a smidge below 30. And then your very next bar retraces usually above 25. And that's usually a pretty good buy signal right there. If you want to drop that in, where's a vertical? Let's see, so I'll know where it's at. Yeah, right there. Let me see. What did it do? This is a good way to back test, your indicators and just see how well it worked. Heikinashi wise, you weren't on a perfect count, but hit your 9 over here, went sideways, flag pattern down, bear flag. So your QQE gave you a buy signal on this bar right here. Looked like it worked pretty good. I mean, you made some decent money. Could have stayed in it. Not perfect, but it worked on that one. That's part of my 1 hour day trade strategy. Is ideally I like to look for that -30 on the QQE indicator. I think I showed how to set that up. Just go over here and type in QQE MOD. That's it right there. I've got it starred in my favorites. This MIHKEL 00. Over 7,700 people using it, so it's got some pretty good use. I think it's a pretty good tool to tell almost down to at least a 1 hour chart or a 1 hour candlestick when you're going to get, when you bottomed out and are about to reverse back to the upside. And it works on the downside too. If you can get above 30 on a 1 hour or 4 hour chart over here, like over here it hit 40. When it retraces and gets back below, I'd say 30 or 25, that's telling you probably exhausted your momentum. Yeah, we can test it. Just throw that on there right there. And See what it did on the price action. Let's see. Yeah, that was pretty much the top. That was on a Monday, November 6th of 2023 on a 4-hour chart. You didn't get the exact high, but after that, you can see it sold off pretty good for quite a while till at least November 21st. It finally bounced pretty good. Not phenomenal, but that's a pretty solid indicator, I think. I mean, to tell you can set alerts on it, if you want to. It's not hard. Way I like to do it is I look for a minus 30 right here on a setup, or I'll draw a horizontal line. You don't have to, but I'll put a horizontal line at 25, coordinate it exactly. So it's a minus 25, and then I'll put an alert on it. So when let's see, crossing up once per bar. That would be your buy signal on a 4-hour. Just play with it, test it out, and see how it works for you. I mean, if you got an alert on it. Now here again, you're already in the blue zone on XRP, so that's supposedly a decent buy point. Now you are retracing, so your price action is going down. So you want to be careful on that. That could pull back some more. I think if you can get this 51.85 to 51.55 zone, ideally you'd like to see this pull back to a red -9. You want 9 of these red bars, or at least with a red number above it, like it did over here. Pulled back to this 9, went sideways a ways, and accumulated and blew out. I think it'll probably do close to the same on that. Your daily, I think, was set up pretty good. You got your 2 days above your 18 moving average. That's your blue line, your light blue line here. I would think that's a decent buy point. Usually you're getting your day 3 pullback. Like most time you do, you get a day 3 sell off. And then ideally tomorrow it should bounce after you get a pretty good sell off today. There again, I like to watch it on a 4-hour chart for the perfect setup. I've kind of got an ongoing rule of my own that ideally I like to see this -9 setup over here, like it did right here. If you don't have that, a lot of times your trades just don't work very good. But if you can get that right there, that's now, you went sideways for a little ways. I mean, not a lot, but let's see, till it started bouncing, you went sideways 12 bars. So whatever that is, 12 times 4, what is that, 48 hours? 12 times 4, 48. Yeah, so 48 hours you went sideways until it finally took off right here. But, once you close at least 1 to 2 bars above your 18 on your 4-hour, your simple moving average on your 18 on a 4-hour chart, I think that's a pretty good indication. I mean, you could watch your momentum. Stochastic RSI had bottomed over here off your 9. It had already started up. Your RSI, kind of the same thing. Didn't actually get into the oversold. Your Williams percent R, Yeah, it showed a bottom right here, showed going up. Your volatility index, you had a reverse or a yeah, whatever this is right here on this R. That's usually a decent buy point when you see that green. I think that's some kind of divergence. That'd be bullish divergence, I believe, is what they call it. It didn't miss it by much. It missed it. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. So, I mean, you missed it by like 16 hours on the bottom. It's a long time to sweat, but it's 10 o'clock at night, so most people going to bed that time of day anyway. But looks like about six in the morning, 10 in the morning is when it actually anywhere from 6 to 10. That's where it bottomed out, took off finally. But once you get the weekly set up, you're on a -9. Actually, yeah, you're on a -9 this week. So as long as that doesn't close above 4 bars back, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it would have to close above this 5 close of 57.5763. It would have to close above that to not print the -9, and then that would print a +1. What they call a price bar flip. It's pretty much doing that now, but hasn't really caught a lot of momentum yet. Today it's down a little bit. Like I said, it's pulling back on day 3. So I think you'll probably continue most of the day to the downside. I would expect at least. I mean, it's bouncing on this bar, but bar 4 could still pull back. At least test the 18 moving average on a 4-hour chart. Let's see the exact. I mean that price is constantly adjusting. So right now it's showing 0.5195. So that's going to dip a little bit. If it pulls down more and sells off on the next bar, you could round down to like, I don't know, 51.5175 or maybe 50. I don't know. You just kind of watch it and see how much it moves. The previous bar was 5188. Now it's at 5195. So that's about a 0.0010, price move on a 4-hour bar. So just keep that in mind. That's one way you can kind of gauge where the price might move. If you had to, you could even take your brush tool and just kind of freehand your moving average where it might go, and then you can just kind of gauge with your crosshair, where your next price level might hit. My guesstimation somewhere around 5213. If it didn't pull back, ideally I'd put in bids at this 5185 and a 5155. That's your Fibonacci levels. If you get a true pullback, which you kind of already have, and it looks like it's starting to accumulate back to the upside. You've had 2 candles now making higher lows. You can tell here's your low point on the previous one. Here's your low point on this one. You got 2 higher lows, so that's indicating momentum's going up. So anyway, that's my timer to end the video. 29 minutes, so 30 minutes or less. So keep everything on a sharp watch list, and we'll catch y'all next week. Yeah, if you don't mind, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with all your friends and family. We'll catch y'all later.